How can the Chiefs get their offense back on track against this tough defense?
Well, it's going to be difficult because they got some mismatches on the front that is going to cause them protection. They're not going to go into this game. Typically, you can have 5 to 9 different type of pass protections. But when you're going against someone like Von Miller, and especially when you're on the road because of crowd noise, you like to cut those down and be more concise so guys can be aggressive. Kansas City's offensive line, we've seen leaks in that offensive line the last couple of weeks. Nick has told us about Patty Mahomes' ankle, injured in the first game of the season. His numbers, once he gets dinged in the game, they're phenomenal. He comes into the game off to a fast start, but once he gets hit or if he re-aggravates that ankle, the numbers after that and the offense begins to suffer. I do believe because the secondary of the Denver Broncos, you can get some yards against them if he can get time to throw. I do believe it's up to Andy Reid, though. Protect that offensive line. Come up with, Andy, some type of running game to be able to protect your quarterback. And also, we're not talking about that defense, but you can't have a Kansas City discussion without talking about ribs and that defense, because that is what's going to prevent them from being a Super Bowl champion, getting to the Super Bowl, them not being able to stop people. So Andy Reid, help out that offensive line. Help out Patty Mahomes. I do believe if Patty has enough time, they don't have enough skilled defensive backs to be able to cover the wide receivers, even though they'll be without Sammy Watkins. They have a hard time covering Kelsey, and we know Tyreek Hill is a mismatch for anyone in the NFL. Nick.
So to your point, Chris, when you mentioned that in the games where Patrick Mahomes has re-aggravated or aggravated that ankle injury weeks 1, 5, and 6, I mentioned this yesterday not as an excuse, but so people understand what Mahomes, who has had unbelievable and unprecedented production the last year and a half, what has happened to him. In those 3 games, from the moment he hurts his ankle to the end of the game, he's 6 yards per attempt and an 80 quarterback rating. That's almost 6 quarters of football where he is a bottom third NFL quarterback, and it's all after he aggravated the ankle injury in week 1 and then after got stepped on in weeks 5 and 6. And so what do the Chiefs need to do on a short week where the ankle is probably going to be the least healed it has been? They've got to protect him a multitude of ways. Way 1, get the ball out of his hands quick. Listen, there's nobody that enjoys watching the Chiefs do the deep strike, drop back pass offense. But what happened in the game against the Texans? Within a minute left in the half, they try to go for a deep strike inside their own 25-yard line, and it's a strip sack because they can't protect him. Do some of the things you saw last year. Get the ball to Tyreek Hill out in space horizontally, quickly, and then your lack of a pass protection doesn't hurt you. Second one, a way to neutralize pass rush is screen passes. There's no team in the league that's better at screen passes than the Chiefs with Andy Reid designing the plays.
Absolutely.
Use the pass rush against Denver. And the third one is, and I'm going to sound like Coach Mangini, run the damn ball.
There we go,
occasionally.
Nick. There we go.
Listen, I loved it before the year when Travis Kelce said, when you think we're going to pass, we're going to pass. And when you think we're going to run, we're going to pass
that.
Anyway. I loved it. And under normal circumstances, where you have your left tackle and your left guard and your quarterback is healthy and your defense maybe is playing a little bit better and can afford a quick possession offensively to where they're right back on the field, that's fine. But one of the reasons the Chiefs have been annihilated, Sarah, time of possession in the last 2 games, yes, it's because their defense can't get off the field, but it's also because the offense can't stay on the field because they are they've run the ball 19 times combined in the last 2 football games, even though they've been very close games. So those 3 things are things the Chiefs should do tonight to get out of Denver with a win and then address the bigger issues moving forward.
Well, where is the balance between play calling and just opponents' defenses figuring out what Kansas City is trying to do? I mean, how much of it may be predictability and how much is it actually what they need to change with the play
When
calling?
you get in a situation, that's a good question. When you get in a situation where you're trying to protect the quarterback, you're trying to protect the offensive line, you have to run some stuff that's fairly predictable. On first down, you can't be as much play action and throwing the ball deep down the field knowing you have 2 more downs. You need to do some basic things. And just, you don't need 5, 6, 8 yards on the first carry. But the balance keeps Von Miller from teeing off, because even at 2nd and 8, it's a lot better than 2nd and 10. Or if you get tackled for a loss, you get sacked on first down. So it becomes a critical part, not only the lack of premier offensive linemen that we don't have, but also the quarterback and his overall health. Andy Reid knows that once Patty Mahomes gets injured, that his stats have suffered. So that's part of his job, to be able to take some of that pressure off him, and that's what he can do with the running game and running some things that might seem very, very basic when you look at Kansas City, because they do more exotic things than any offense in the NFL.
I came in here Monday and I said for the first time since Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback, I was concerned. I thought you had seen in back-to-back weeks some potentially systemic issues and some real injury concerns.
Russ, you get a lot more concerned about Patty Mahomes before LeBron. LeBron is like,
LeBron's been doing it for 15 years. And Patrick Mahomes has suffered an injury in year 3 that LeBron didn't suffer until year 16. So LeBron, as much as I love Patty Mahomes, I can't assign
So Patty Mahomes
level.
ain't even in that.
No, not yet. Not yet. But the point I'm making is, on Monday, I was concerned. If they cannot beat a Joe Flacco-led Denver Bronco team, then I will come in tomorrow and be panicked. Then it's no longer about how they match up against New England. It is about, will they even get to play New England more than once, meaning more than the regular season matchup. I don't think the Chiefs can solve everything tonight, but it can be a red alert, panicked situation in Kansas City if they leave Denver with a loss.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.